Hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And this is going to be another message for you. Uh, and Brother Dwight is in town. So, brother, if you're seeing this, I'm going to come around that way, man. I had to sleep in. Seem like the more Afro people around me that I have, that's family, the more I am robbed of my health. But in any case, this is going to be kind of a deep video right here. All right, so let me get started by greeting everybody. Hovorten harduguda, ola oi to the bank, vasas los bonjour mes amis, kedo bawani konnichiwa, ni hao ni ama, sani bonani, jambo habaragani, assalamu alaikum and shalom. All right, let me remind you that the links here will be in the description box, and we'll get to them. But there's a curious thing going on, and that is how the people that want us to remember their history by having it the only thing taught in our schools want the Afro people to forget what they did to us. And there's a reason they want us to forget, the Caucasian people want us to forget the history of what they have done to us, because they're still doing it to us. They're doing it by other means, though. They're doing it by other means. And with the blessing of the Smurfs. Okay? And this is getting serious, y'all. And there's only going to be a few brothers that wake up. All right? You will find, as Chuck D is going to illustrate brilliantly, that a lot of the brothers will go and listen to men that will not require them to think much or will not challenge their assertions. The Smurfs, all right, single mom reformed females, all right, they are not going to listen at all. They don't want to listen at all, because they are the main crux of the problem. Everything that is outlined here has to do with, well, the men that were chosen to produce in the community. And when you have thoughtless men being chosen to produce, then you're going to produce a thoughtless product. When you have men that are disposable that produce, then you're going to have a disposable product. Or dare I say, a new type of plantation. And that's what we have here. The only choice is for the brothers to save themselves and tear off the shackles of the so-called quote unquote community, black community, see in quotes, and instead create our own Afro community, minus those that would poison our children, poison our legacy. All right. And so, as we break this down, let me first remind you, let's get those thumbs up to donate to my channel if you would like to help me give back, help this channel and what it does in giving back to the community. My PayPal me will and my Cash App links will be in the description box. Okay? And brothers, let me remind you, you still take care of yourself and family first. The reason why is it starts at home with you, the brothers. It never started with the females. It starts with the men, because the men are the head of the house. Not the head, they are the rulers of the house. Understand that principle. So you have to be a steward over your own home before you can help the community. Because there is no community if there is not a ruler that's a man that is a steward over the home. Oh yeah, I said a mouthful there. All right. So yeah, your help would be appreciated, but only help when you can. All right. But what you can do is share the videos. Share, share, share. Like and subscribe. If you have a Facebook group, share my videos in the groups. Because it's kind of funny how they would block me and others from Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And Facebook is using spam. Violation of spam. They know I'm a real person. See what I mean? So, all right, it is what it is. But who are these? Who are all these organizations controlled by? Yes, Caucasian people. People who wishes to silence us. And this is bad. This is bad. They're running everything and they are blocking us out of talking to our own people. All right. This is how dangerous things are becoming for us in this country. All right. All right. Now let's break down something real quick. And I want to show you something. And I want to show you how deep the lack of support that the good Afro man has had in the so-called Afro community. All right. And I'm going to show you what real power of family look like when the said quote unquote wife truly has the back of the strong man, the good man. All right. This was an interview done on Vlad TV. All right. And again, you'll see this interview in totality if you go into the description box and click on the YouTube link. All right. The YouTube link is this interview in its entirety on Vlad TV. All right. And I cut this clip out to illustrate the power base of a good community unit when the women care about their men, even as they watch their good men be weakened by the system. All right, pay attention to this.
Trump as the incarnation of this dominance hierarchy, with the white male as the alpha. That's how he got into office. It was angry white men feeling disenfranchised because of their seeming lack of power, and frightened white women also believing that their man is powerless and disenfranchised. They put Trump in the office. So, and he bossed his way there. He's bossing his way while he's there. Absolutely, he's boss. But it had nothing to do with his political appointment.
So, feeling the way you do about Gaddafi, how did you feel about the killing of bin Laden?
Okay, so in this, they understand that Gaddafi was a clear setup so that we could prevent Afro people being on equal footing financially. That is what that was about under the Clinton and Obama administration. As a matter of fact, that's why Obama was elected. And Trump bossed, as he said, bossed his way in. Many Caucasians and Afro men voted for him in record number, because they felt disenfranchised as men. But the difference is Afro men in records voted for him, but they were absent the black woman. In other words, she didn't have our back. Never did. All right. He got the power from the Caucasian men, whose Caucasian woman saw that, wait a minute, I have a good man, and you said that you wanted good men in the country, and now that they're here and stand for something, stand for God, stand for principle, you are going to blindside them? No, we want somebody to speak to our issues, to our family issues. So we are going to join with our man so that our man can get his authority back over the home. Whereas it was quite the opposite for the Afro family, where the woman of the Afro community joined with the system to further assaults on the good Afro man, to the point where she didn't even want to choose him to produce the community. She chose everybody but. And this is why you got the staggering 72% of Smurfs that have children as single mothers. Okay, single moms. All right. And they only wait until after they're 35, 40, when they have lost their beauty and attractiveness. All right. And now they want to be reformed females, but they got a gaggle of children that they had from Pookies and Ray Rays. All right. But they want the responsible man to come in and lose his happiness that he gained from being single. And mind you, brothers would be happier with a woman they know got their back. But the problem is, we know that the so-called melanated woman in the Americas, and dare I say many women in the Americas, will not have the backs of Afro men, because we see that through recent history that they've proven it. But the Caucasian men, they are gathering strength because their women have their backs. Wait a minute. There's a deeper thing going on, because the Caucasian men have the backs of the Afro men that have spiritual inclination and stand on principle. And guess what? Those same Afro men have their backs, because we're looking at right and wrong, just and unjust, and we're not putting a color on it. It took Trump to have us to see that. All right, so let's break this thing down a little further. As we break this thing down further, I want to illustrate something to you. That Chuck D and Public Enemy, KRS-One, Tribe Called Quest, all of those hip-hop artists were just cast out of the genre. There is no balance, right? And in their place came basically drug addicts that preached the poisonous hip-hop that we're listening to now. Who's running that? See, hip-hop used to be run by the Afro community, the Afro males. Then slowly but surely, they were bought out or sold out. I want y'all to understand this. By the Caucasians, and they used the melanated woman to sell us out, to sell out the industry. Worse than that, all you needed was a few of the people that would really sell their souls out and make sure that they could keep that poisonous wheel running. Slowly but surely, it was a plan. I have another hip hop artist of the day that was sitting in, or had a friend that was sitting in on these meetings. All right. And so instead of listening to Chuck D, they put up the illusion of the so-called BFM who's supposed to be with us, but she was never with us. All right. And in this contract to destroy the community, and they didn't really want to destroy the community in the sense that they wanted us disappeared, because they were going to use hip hop to destroy everyone and put in things that was destructive to family, period, because that's what this is about. It's just that the first family to go, because it is really easy to get the melanated woman to buy into selling us out, was the Afro family. And every negative thing that we were not supposed to be about ended up in our community. All right. And every positive male end up not being viable, called a simp, not called a simp, called lame, called a square, called too nice, called too smart. The people that came against the smart brothers in the community the most in the schools were the females. The people that laughed at them the most in the schools were the females. They didn't care whether you played football, basketball, or none of that. Guess when they wanted them? You know, the smart brothers. These females only want them after they lose their shape, been run through by a bunch of Pookies and Ray Rays, right? But in the meantime, the brothers that grew up listening to Public Enemy, they got rid of them. There is no balance in hip hop, right? It's hip slop. Chuck D speaks to that. All right, he speaks to this. Pay attention to this. All right, this was him on C-SPAN. If you want to hear what's really going on unfiltered, all right, in the news and everything, a lot of you people are bamboozled because y'all go to CNN to listen to stuff, and they are right now are the biggest enemies to the Afro family, wanting the family to be destroyed. And the Afro male lead in that family, they want it to be destroyed. Oh, and they're going after the pastors too. Believe that. So I want you to pay attention to the breakdown, and this is everywhere. It started in hip hop, now it's going to be in all of Afro society, because we do not own our image anymore. We don't own crap anymore. So listen to what Chuck D had to say.
People are forced to sign contracts, so they're made to do something. There's a widening gap right now between the art, the artists, and the public. Some of y'all don't understand that rapper jacking is like new fishing. When you look on MTV, you see Tyrese rolling around on a Sea-Doo, and he got a $60,000 piece of ice to make you dizzy around his neck. And they say, look, we'll take the ice off your neck. Go ahead, do your thing. No, I'll still wear it. He loses it in the water. 25 people go looking for it. And he said, well, fuck it. So, you know, what does that say the average cat that's looking at the video in Dallas? Oh, he don't mind missing that? When Cat come to Dallas, he gonna need 25 bodyguards. Right now, cats are between the two. And I don't blame the artists. How the hell are you going to be between the public and also the NYPD? One cat calls giving back to the community, coming up after the project, throwing dollar bills up in the air to the kids. It's just that my thing is I never blame the artists because right now they're treated as cattle, like mindless children anyway. They have no developmental skills because nobody's saying once you have the contract, we can't school you on life management. You give a fool $1 million, what do you got? A fool with $1 million. But you got these cats out here, executives, once they sign them, they know they could get paid more. They could go to fucking Bel Air or their little fucking penthouse, and they got nothing to do. Say, yo, that young cat we signed is wild, son. Yo, he's wild. You signed that motherfucker, didn't you? So my bottom line, right, and like I said, a lot of people are asking me, let me not take much of your time, because I'm going to be here 48 hours like the movie. You know, Russell asked me, I said, this is something that's about all of us because, look, many of y'all are getting like 35. I've been seeing y'all since, some of y'all since you're 22, now you're 36, and you're getting older, and now there's some concern. I said, the bottom line, the bottom line, black people across the country, some of y'all might not know this, but life to them is images and perception. Black folks, if you don't put it on BT, WB, UPN, or Hot 97, or maybe a little bit BLS and KISS, shit, you can say, look, we bomb in New York Thursday. Cats be like, yo, what's up Friday?
That's sad.
Really, I'm going to tell you this point. That, look, first of all, intelligence will save your ass anyway. Me and Dr. West have spoken. He'd allowed me to come to Harvard. I've been speaking on this subject for 14 years at a collegiate level to look at 350 white kids taking notes while black kids might want to go to that frat party. But
single mom.
Images control perception. Young people, perception is everything. You have to study Nazi propaganda to understand what's going on with the transmission of media images. You have to know the fact of advertising and subliminal seduction. It ain't nothing new. You have to understand there's a guy called Noam Chomsky that influenced me to make Don't Believe the Hype. You got to understand when they have a revolution in the country everywhere around the world, what's the first place they fucking attack? They take over the television station and the radio station. Look, it's called a coup. They start there. Look, if Hot 97 was to die tomorrow, some crackers that
television station, radio station is called a coup. They take over the news. The first thing that the Democrats did was took over the media when Trump got elected. They said we will impeach him. In order to do a coup, you had to take over the media. So they did. That's why you can't get no news from CNN, MSNBC, or any of the media anymore. If you want to do anything, you go to C-SPAN. But they didn't worry about C-SPAN because how many Afro people are going to watch C-SPAN? All right, I can't even convince dudes in my own neighborhood to watch something other than CNN. I got people here still thinking that the black female is God, right? And then when you look at them, we are destroyed because of that mentality, or at least they are. Whereas the guys that believe and understand that the Most High is male entity, but not gender is specifically, but male attributes, those dudes are the getters, the makers, the movers, the shakers. All right? And so this is where we're at.
Call themselves the home of hip-hop. Wasn't even at KRS-One Hip-Hop Appreciation Week. But it was the home of hip-hop. Who said? Because you motherfuckers finance that shit? If they was to die tomorrow, I'm sorry, Stevens is my man, BET's owned by Viacom, that means it's that much more for me to get up in their ass.
Absolutely, yes.
They was to stop tomorrow, That's radio and TV. UPN and WB decided to go to fucking XFL shit like they did. You have to wonder whether we be better or worse. Talib all of a sudden got like equal platform. I'm saying all we asking for is fair trade. Cats like he, the Roots, Common, we're not saying they're better than whatever. We're saying equal platform, the yin and the yang. In martial arts and life, everything is balanced. We're balanced people. But when you look at the balanced people, people are not even, you don't even understand the effect. The Nation of Islam is here, not as a poetic, oh man, wow, symbolic thing. These cats is in the cut. My guys, brother James and brother John, they're security in the school systems in Baltimore. What y'all really need to have this in the middle of a school system. Yo, I just spoke at Bed-Stuy, 5th grade classroom. They bananas. The number one question, and the reason that a lot of artists, they're kind of scared, because they don't even know how to answer young kids. Because young kids are really quick. They're quick to ask them about contradiction. And if an older cat can't answer, he's like, yo, I can't even deal with them. Yo, really, I mean, they twisted like that. I mean, 5th grade classroom, I said, who do you like? They said, of course, they're going to name all the artists they see in here. What do you feel? What do you like from them? Well, I like how they dress or whatnot. What do you get out of them? Nothing. Unanimously, they said nothing. All right, cool. Because I believe that in music, you can either help the people, hurt the people, or be neutral. It's cool to be neutral and make people shake that whatever. It's cool to do that. I mean, you go down to the Caribbean, they make you shake your ass. To balance that out, maybe that artist can't do that. Somebody else got to get equal time. Talib got to get equal time without a company having to spend $3 million and giving it to BET and the radio station. We got motherfucking Crayola going on, y'all. Last point, before I step out and get some water. I'm telling y'all what's going down. It's antitrust, and I'm telling Hillary right here. It's antitrust and collusion. Jermaine can't start his independent company by himself. He got to hook up with one of the white boys. Simple as that. It's like it's antitrust, meaning the startup entrepreneur cannot start up a record company, cannot get in the radio game, and damn sure can't get in TV. So you got to get one of the boys. I'm saying, okay, this is America. You get with somebody. Does that mean that you smash out the beginning of business? That's why these kids are talking about, son, I can't get put on because I can't build my shit. They in cities like St. Louis, they might start a record company, can't get played on the St. Louis station. Why? Because all the corporations are all in collusion with each other. It's a goddamn shame. Nobody is dealing with the fabric of black America or even the fabric of some of these white kids. Tired of having people come up to me like Tom and Newsweek. But what do you think about white kids and Columbine and stuff like that? Been going on in the black community for the last 20 years. So it floats to the top because this is cultural exchange. Culture is supposed to be exchanged. Human beings are supposed to share culture. That's what it's about. But when the companies narrowcast us to be one-dimensional, what do you think white kids going to do? They're going to want to pick up and want to take it from us, and they're getting just this much, and no wonder they're going to fucking act buck. Remember this as I leave. Tupac sold 5 million records when he was living. 22 million after he's dead. Now, cats ain't saying they trying to really die, but, really, if they could get close to a line, because when it comes down to us, bad news is the only news. That's it.
Thank you.
All right, so you have to understand something here. That these are not the only agendas that they're pushing. All right. There is an onslaught on Afro manhood. All right. Instead of listening to these guys, right, they're bringing up distractions, and then, like, don't listen to Chuck G. Don't listen to Dr. Muhammad. Let's be distracted by us. And then they're going to make it way more of a distraction because now we are fighting against being able to like what we like. Like most of you will be honest and say you like the girl in the Adidas shirt. more than the girl in the white t-shirt. Why? All right, it's nature. One is an indication that there's going to be a whole bunch of medical problems coming up. And so basically, we are not attracted to that. It's not initially. It's one thing if you grow that way and love develop over years, and both of y'all, in the midst of doing your thing, you put on because you're enjoying life. It's another thing where she enjoyed all her life, but got run through and want to bring that to you. But she used to look like the girl in the Adidas. No, we don't want it. All right. They're trying to shame us into wanting what is not good for us. So there's a whole bunch of messages. Remember, they take over the media. All right. The other thing is the betrayal is thick. All right. But yet and still, there's still a message in it. All right. Be distracted by the unattainable. They want the men that's worked hard, the men with money, the men that are now getting passports. They want to shame us because we want this. Whether it's the dark or the light skin version, this is the shape that we want. This is the look that we want. We want it initially. We want to build with this. But, for some reason, we are not allowed. For some reason, they say, no, we can't have this. This is only for Caucasians and thugs. Wait till they 35 and 40 with 5 children. Then we're like, nope, we're gone. See you. And now they're trying to shame us because we travel, because you couldn't give us this to keep us here. So we're like, screw you. We're leaving here and we're going to other countries where we could get that. Oh, and femininity and niceness to go along with it. And guess what? We don't care if it's melanated or not, because our experiences with the melanated has not been decent. See what I'm saying? All right, and this thing gets worse. All right, remember, they tried to promote that as sexy. And remember, the message that they're trying to send us is that the ones that's going to be worse for bearing children, that's going to cost us the most in our years, are the ones that the media, wants us with. But here's the thing. One of the good things about this is a lot of us brothers start leaving the media alone because we understand the hatchet job that they're trying to do on us. And we like what we like. So we're going to follow what we like. And we're going for the Adidas girl or the one in the middle. All right. But we're saying that the thick chicks, the sexy Afro women, they're not in the United States. Because sexy would be that they have femininity. Nope. They're going south. South of the Americas. Because brothers are tired. Here's the other thing. We're tired of these agendas being brought on by the state, where they're going to take away all rights to include your spiritual rights in this country. In this country, California moved to have a bill that would dictate what topics pastors can preach about. This article will be in the description box. Also, right under the Dr. Muhammad interview on Vlad TV. They go, the latest and most egregious example of an attempted government overreach. California legislators have proposed a bill that would dictate what pastors preach from the pulpit. Y'all, this is your Democratic Party. They want to take away the rights of all Afro people, and dare I say all people, and give it to the people with money that are the 79% of the rainbow people. Yes, the rainbow organization is 79% Caucasian. And understand, these are not poor people. These are not people that have been oppressed. These are people with money that bought all this. They bought your righteousness. They bought the media. They bought all of this. This is not a minority. It's the majority with money. Think about that. At the end of the day, they're trying to give us so many messages that are not good for us and not good for a good community. If you get with the one that says unleash the movement, all right, you're going to unleash all your money. You're not going to be able to save up. If you get with any of the other ones, well, they're part of any movement that concerns any other one melanated woman. What they're not for is the community, and what they're not for is the leadership of men. In other words, you will not have what the Caucasian man had, is a woman that had his back, saw that the system was trying to weaken him, and so they joined with their man to get their strength back. No, what you have is the complete opposite when you're talking about the Afro man. You have a system that's coming against them, and you have the melanated woman that joined with the system to help the system oppress the good Afro man. And they are going striking down channels. They're robbing them of their way. All these things, all the gatekeepers for Facebook and YouTube, when it comes to the melanated man, are other melanated people. They're the ones that's taking away our rights. And guess what? When they get rid of the strong men that's speaking up, after they take our rights, the ones that help the system, they're going to be in the hell that they created themselves. And there will be no one to fight for them. That's what's happening to the melanated woman now. There is no one to fight for them. It's because they fought against and destroyed the desire of those that would fight for them by fighting against them. With that said, I'm out.